Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life by Brian Tracy. Chapter 10, Supercharge Your Thinking, Part C. Control your self-talk. Fully 95% of your emotions are determined by the way you talk to yourself. Dr. Martin Seligman's book Learned Optimism says that your explanatory style is the critical factor in determining whether you are a positive or negative person. Your explanatory style is defined as how you explain things to yourself. If you explain or interpret things to yourself in a positive way, you will be positive. If you explain them in a negative way, you will be negative. What Seligman concluded is that optimistic people, when something goes wrong, always explain the event or experience to themselves as though it were a temporary, specific situation, rather than a long-term, general condition. Imagine that you make a sales call and the prospect is not interested in what you are selling. It didn't work out. It was a waste of time. If you are a positive person, you will say something like, "Well, it's just one sales call. This makes it temporary." You will say, "The customer is probably having a bad day. This makes it specific." You then say, "I'll be more successful on the next call." This focuses you on the future. When you dismiss temporary setbacks in this way, you keep your mind positive. You remain confident and optimistic. Don't take things personally. When negative people experience problems, setbacks, or difficulties, they interpret them differently from confident, optimistic people. When they fail temporarily, which is inevitable, they immediately interpret this as a personal statement about their deficiencies. If the sales call is not successful, they say, "I must be a terrible salesperson. The product is not good. Customers are not interested in what we have to sell. I'll never succeed in this field." In other words, they overgeneralize and overdramatize a small failure rather than dismissing it as a temporary setback and going on to the next call. They interpret the experience negatively. It then has a negative effect on their self-image. "I'm no good." Their work performance declines and they do even worse next time. The good news, however, is that how you interpret an event is under your control. It is a matter of choice. You determine how you are going to feel and react by how you choose to explain a situation to yourself. Choose to put a positive spin on it, whatever it is. You are in charge. Make it simple. When you verbalize your goals in the form of positive affirmations, you should use words that your subconscious can easily understand and go to work on. Make your statements simple and practical. For example, "I like myself" is personal. "I'm the best" is personal and positive. And "I love my work" is personal, positive, and in the present tense. These are the kinds of affirmations that are immediately accepted by your subconscious mind as commands. They have an immediate impact on how you think and feel about yourself. They instantly boost your self-esteem and self-confidence. To remain optimistic, you must be continually talking to yourself in terms of the way you want to be rather than the way things are at the moment. In neurolinguistic programming, the way that you talk to yourself about what is happening to you is called your interpretive style. The way you interpret things is a key part of changing your thinking. The question is always whether you interpret things that are happening around you in a positive or negative way. Remember, the optimist sees the glass as half full while the pessimist sees the glass as half empty. Choose to be an optimist. Become an inverse paranoid. The multimillionaire W. Clement Stone started off selling newspapers on the streets of Chicago at the age of 12. He went on to build Combined Insurance Company of America, and died recently at the age of 100 worth more than $800 million. He was a great inspiration to thousands of people, and was famous for his habit of being an inverse paranoid. A paranoid is someone who believes that people are conspiring against him or her. An inverse paranoid, in contrast, is a person who is convinced that the world is conspiring to make him or her successful. An inverse paranoid insists upon interpreting everything that happens as part of a great plan leading to success. W. Clement Stone used to respond to every difficulty with the emphatic statement, "That's good." Then he would concentrate his attention on finding out what was good about the situation. And he always found something, even if it was just a valuable lesson. If you change the definition of a problem to a situation, a challenge, or an opportunity, your response to the problem will be positive and constructive, rather than negative and angry. If you look at every problem as a potential opportunity, you will almost always find within the problem an opportunity or benefit that you can take advantage of. Norman Vincent Peale used to say, "When God wants to send you a gift, he wraps it up in a problem." The bigger the problem that you have, the bigger the gift in the form of valuable lessons, ideas, and insights that it probably contains. Is the glass half full or is it half empty? It's up to you. You will believe it when you see it. The third part of the 5-part process of supercharging your thinking is visualization. You already know how powerful this can be in helping you to achieve your goals. It is only when you learn to use visualization on every goal and activity that you will truly tap into its amazing power for good in your life. As it happens, everyone visualizes, all the time. The difference is that successful people visualize the things they want, and unsuccessful people visualize the things they don't want. Prior to every new experience, a successful person will take a few moments to recall and relive a previous successful experience in that area. Unsuccessful people, in contrast, prior to a new experience will recall and relive a previous failure experience. In each case, people are creating a predisposition to succeed or fail. When they visualize, they send a command to their subconscious minds. The subconscious mind then coordinates their words and actions in the upcoming situation so that they perform consistent with that picture. Imagine a perfect outcome. In visualizing, you project your mind forward and create a clear picture of your ideal future goal. You imagine what it would look like if it were already achieved. You make your picture as vivid as possible. You repeat this mental picture over and over, as often as you possibly can during the day, and for as long as you can. There is a direct relationship between how clearly you can see your goal or performance on the inside and how rapidly it comes into your reality on the outside. Visualization is one of the most powerful faculties available to you to become a possibility thinker, to change your thinking about your life and your future. With visualization, you can make your current dreams into future realities. You can change your thinking completely by changing your mental pictures. Program your mind. There are 3 techniques combining verbalization and visualization that you can practice to achieve your goals faster. These are often referred to as mental programming techniques. They are amazingly effective in preparing yourself and your mind for an upcoming event. The first of these methods is what is called the quick programming technique. Here is how it works. Prior to any non-recurring event of importance, like a sales call, a meeting, or an interview, you take a few moments to prepare mentally, like an athlete would warm up for a competition. First, take a few deep breaths. This relaxes you and drops your mind into the alpha state. In this state, your subconscious mind becomes highly receptive to any incoming command. Second, you visualize the ideal outcome of the upcoming situation. You imagine it as turning out perfectly for you in every respect. For example, if you are making a sales call, visualize the client responding to you in a positive, receptive way. Especially, visualize the client signing the check or sales order at the end of the conversation. One of my good friends has used this technique for many years to become one of the highest paid people in his industry. He says it is absolutely amazing how many times the sales situation works out exactly as he visualized it before he went in. Try it for yourself and see.